So I got the 101 out today. This isn't the 101, obviously. It's behind me. But I really like the sound of the 101. I've had one for a long time, and it was just a joy to use. And a lot of times I use the Rytm. I'm kind of thinking of that, rather thinking of the 101 and how I might get close to it. And I find this has helped me a lot with the Rytm, just thinking of other equipment and how I can kind of bring it into this one in some way. It helps me get around the menus and things like that. So what I thought might be quite cool is to run a pattern on a 101 externally into this, as kind of like using this as an effects unit. So you need Overbridge for this, which can be quite glitchy, but especially in this heat. So what I've kind of got is track 1 and track 2. You're doing a small sequence, and each one of those steps on the sequence is kind of like each step is assigned to a filter setting via the LFO to do a kind of keyboard tracking, which I like doing. And track 2's got the same. The only difference being is track 2's 1 step longer, so 7 steps to 6 steps. The other thing, track 2's pan slightly to the right, track 1's pan to the left, just to kind of give the stereo feel. So the interesting thing about this is you can the sequencer in the 101s, I think, running at 6 steps or maybe 5 steps. So everything's kind of running kind of out of time, or kind of like a polyrhythm of sorts, but the high notes are being plucked every sort of other round in different ways. So if we go to the keyboard tracking so you can hear it, might be easier. Get this kind of deal. And on track 2, picks up a different note. So I think the 101 must be on the same, must be 7 steps then, because that's in time, or in phase, I should say. So when you open up the filter, it sounds pretty mad. Yeah, quite like that. Obviously, for Robert Hood fans out there, or any 90s techno for that matter, of which I would put myself in that box, this is quite a satisfying experiment. Especially when you get to like the reverby kind of territory. Yeah. So the other cool thing you can do is you can obviously change the sound in a 101. Might be obvious, but it's surprising how different all of a sudden things become, because you're kind of essentially using the Rytm as an external effects unit, which I think probably it's one of its powerful features, something I've kind of discovered pretty recently. So I'm going to slide over to the other side of the studio, change the 101 setting, and we can play around. So as you can hear, it's a bit more resonant, just lowered the filter down, but we get to these kind of more spacey territories. Hard to catch that high note, isn't it? So you can also obviously flip this keyboard tracking. Changes up the pattern, which I really like because you got one dial and you're changing the pattern pretty much. Yeah, that high note is killing me. Yeah, quite like this. I think I'm going to leave it there because it's ridiculously hot today and this rhythm is pumping out the heat for some reason. Yeah, I'll put some Ableton project files in the description, so if you don't know how to set up Overbridge, because it can be a bit of a ball ache, then it's in there. If you haven't got Ableton, then you're shit out of luck because I ain't doing anything else. But yeah, there's some help online and stuff. I'm sure you can manage. Cool. Cheers.